Hello, everyone. Welcome to KREM 2 News at noon today. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Laura has the day off. We kick things off at this hour with a check of the forecast. Let's get outside right now to Jenny Power. Jenny, it seems like we're at least getting somewhat of a break from all that smoke.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. And that's why I decided to step out here. I'm in the Outdoor Weather Center because right now in Spokane, we are experiencing some moderate air quality, which all things considered over the last week here, this is some good news and a much needed break that Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are receiving right now. However, it's expected to be a fairly brief break and something we should definitely take advantage of. We are still dealing with unhealthy air quality out through parts of the Okanagan Valley, Northeast Washington, and through the North Idaho Panhandle. As we zoom in here, we've even been seeing some very unhealthy air quality conditions still out toward parts of Brewster and through pockets of Chelan. But as we take this live look outside through downtown Spokane, it's warm on this lunch hour. 77 degrees is where we're currently at, with light winds coming out of the south at 9 miles per hour sustained. We're under this weather impact alert though, because unfortunately more smoke is expected to move in later on for this evening, leading to the potential of some unhealthy air quality. And when we reach that level, that's when it impacts everyone. So as we take a look across the board here, we do have these widespread air quality alerts in place until further notice because of that potential of dipping into the unhealthy range. We have winds that are going to pick up this afternoon out of the west-southwest. So that's why we've started to see some of this wildfire smoke further pushed up toward Northeast Washington. However, more wildfire smoke from fires that are burning toward the central part of the state, the Little Giant Fire, as well as the Sinlahican Fire, are expected to be filling into eastern Washington and North Idaho tonight and into tomorrow. So while we get these nice breaks of moderate air quality conditions, definitely take advantage of it. Highs this afternoon on par with our average, mid-80s, but I'm tracking that progression of those winds here coming up in my extended forecast and what that could even mean for fire risk in a few minutes. Mark.
Talk to you then, Jenny. Thank you very much. Meantime, tens of thousands of people are returning to their neighborhoods as fire crews make good progress on the Spokane Area Fires. For some, that means they can return home. For others, they're getting their first look at what remains. KREM 2's Christian Garza is live near Indian Trail today, where evacuations have been downgraded. Christian?
For many neighbors here near Indian Trail Road, this is the first time that they've been able to come back to this neighborhood since the Spokane complex fires broke out over a week ago. Now, evacuation orders for a majority of the affected areas have been downgraded now that all the fires have at least 50% containment. Throughout our time here in the neighborhood, we've seen firefighting crews mopping up the neighborhood, Vista crews coming through to make sure gas is turned on for folks, as well as law enforcement even patrolling the neighborhood for those families who haven't made it back just yet. Now, neighbors that have returned have been checking on each other and making sure that everyone has what they need, hugging each other. It's been really, really beautiful to see this community come together. Now, we did have a chance to speak with one person, Trisha Lord, who got back today at 6:30 this morning. She explained to me what it was like to come back and see her house still standing after over a week.
People that I love in this neighborhood and I care about, and some of my friends, my dog walking friend lost her house, and it's hard to see. I feel so fortunate. My house is clean. Only the basement smells like smoke.
Other neighbors here in the area say they actually helped fight the fire until 1 a.m. the day that it broke out and jumped the river. Now, overall, across all three fires, 9,944 acres have burned in total, and the fires have affected a combined 921 structures. Now, everyone I've had the chance to speak with today say that they're grateful not just for each other, but for the first responders who helped save their homes and their neighborhoods altogether. Here in Spokane County, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
All right, Christian, thank you very much. Well, as Christian mentioned yesterday, crews were able to downgrade the majority of the evacuation orders. So take a look at the evacuation map right here from Spokane County. You can see those areas in green. That's where people are allowed back in their neighborhoods. The areas in red, those remain at level 3 go now evacuations. Firefighters and other emergency crews are still working in those areas. And as people do return home, leaders want people to know safety is a priority.
We want you to go home, but we want you to be safe. When you go home, take your time. Look before you clean. And when you encounter something you're not sure is safe, stop and get help. There's a lot of help.
So if you are returning home, the Red Cross says be mindful of the ash. It can be extremely dangerous for you to breathe in. They have kits for people who are impacted, and that includes an N95 mask as well as eye and foot protection as well. Well, fire crews say over the weekend there was no new growth on the Spokane area fires. They remain at just under 10,000 acres in total size. Crews have also managed to increase containment, as Christian mentioned. So here's a look at where containment stands for each of them. The Autumn Lane fire is now 73% contained, while both the Old Trails and Fairview fires are at 53% containment. And we are getting a sense of the cost of fighting these fires so far. The total cost as of last night, more than $23 million. Now, keep in mind that number does not take into account the cost of damages, just the cost of firefighting. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is asking people to avoid the area around the Spokane County Fairgrounds. This is to help with traffic as firefighters go back and forth from incident command. You are asked to avoid the area you see right here on the screen between 7:30 a.m. and 8:30, both in the morning and in the evening. This is near East Broadway and North Havana Streets by the fairgrounds. In just about an hour, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson and Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown are expected to hold a press conference. They'll give updates on the state's and local response to the wildfires. That meeting happening City Hall at 1:15 p.m. You can watch it right here on KREM 2. You could also stream it on the KREM 2 app on your TV or your phone.